èèyàn á ṣàtún nílé bàbá náà. So nǹkan ohun àjẹmọ́nú ni nítorí
recording ti wà in progress ẹ jà fi bàbá lẹ̀.
ẹ má bínú kí ni yẹn cut off ni o.
It is well.
Cut off mi ò dẹ̀ ní program lọ́wọ́ mo fẹ́ continue but and now that you are back, you know, I can leave the floor for you, sir.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Kolari. God bless you, sir. All I can say is almost everybody only any question. The last question, Dr. Ifulemi Obe.
Èmi ò tí ì dá sí èmi lọ́kàn.
Oh yeah, ẹ̀yin lọ́kàn.
Even though gbogbo nǹkan tí wọ́n ti sọ, mo fara mọ́ in terms of pé opportunities tó wà ní online platforms and education, diaspora, connections and all that. Nǹkan tẹ́mi kàn fẹ́ fi kún ni wípé bí everybody ṣe sọ wípé íńtánẹ́ẹ̀tì ó make and break nǹkan. So èmi fẹ́ sọ wípé ká kàn jẹ́ kí ká advice ara wa as family, as a parent, and then educating other parents náà láti lè ran àwọn ọmọ wọn lọ́wọ́ so that the positive impact online, social media platforms and all that ni àwọn ọmọ náà máa rí rather than the negative one, so that a lè jẹ́ constructive kinní fún wa láti lè build up àwọn ọmọ, láti lè nurture wọn positively and to develop them into the right path and arena. And then àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké láti ilẹ̀ ó ní láti gba kékeré ni ìmàlé ti máa ń kọ́mọ ẹ̀ tó máa fi ń ṣe ṣámṣám àbí. So láti ilẹ̀ yẹn láti máa a lè ní kọ́mọ kankan máa lo kọ̀ǹpútà àbí íńtánẹ́ẹ̀tì nísìnyìí even ọmọ ọdún méjì wọ́n á ní terrific 2, èmi máa ń sọ pé àwọn máa ní terrible 2, èmi máa ní terrific 2 ni. Ẹnu èèyàn máa fi yí nǹkan burúkú padà sí rere. So báwo la ṣe fẹ́ kọ́mọ kékeré 2-year-old toddler kó jẹ́ terrific? Àdẹ̀fẹ́ kan lo íńtánẹ́ẹ̀tì in a bad way. Àwọn kan wọ́n ń wúyàn lórí íńtánẹ́ẹ̀tì tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ń ṣèwé Yorùbá, wọ́n ń ṣe cartoons Yorùbá, wọ́n ń ṣe àwọn nǹkan tó jẹ́ pé ó máa ń build up characters and good behaviour lára ọmọdé. Ṣẹ mọ̀ irú àwọn nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn làwọn òbí máa bá àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn load up onto cell phones or even little tablets àbí laptops táwọn tá bá ń gbélé àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn lọ́wọ́. An age appropriate mode of programs la máa jẹ́ kán máa wò táwa náà máa bá wọn wò ńgbà míì tá máa discuss nípa ẹ̀. Even reading books wọ́n lè jẹ́ pé ebook náà máa kà but the way irú ebook tó máa kà ó máa jẹ́ pé bí mo ṣe ń sọ constructive ìwé tó máa build wọn positively rather than tó máa bring character flaws burúkú jáde fún wọn. So irú àwọn nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn nǹkan tí ò bá ní add value, even èmi fúnra mi as an adult meeting tí ò bá add value to me I don't attend anymore. So meeting tó bá máa add value tí ò ní jẹ́ kí n jókòó 5 hours without achieving anything, I would not be a part of that. So táwa náà bá ń ṣerú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn àwọn ọmọ wa a ti ń kọ́ wọn nìyẹn because children learn what they live. Ìgbà míì èèyàn ò kí ń fẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ fọ́mọ, ìṣe àti àṣà àti ohun tí èèyàn bá ń rí lójoojúmọ́ òun làwọn ọmọ máa ń wò ńgbà míì tó máa fi ń hùwà. So we as adults we also need to take heed of our behaviours and activities because our kids see us too and they will follow suit. Whether or not you train them to do it, it's going to happen. So kò jẹ́ bó ṣe jẹ́ ìwé books e-books wọ́n lè fi kọ́ wọn bó ṣe ń ṣe oúnjẹ gbogbo bá ṣe ń wo ẹlòmíì lórí TikTok. Èmi ò tiẹ̀ mọ̀ pé mi wà lórí Instagram until 2 or 3 months ago lately ni ọmọ mi sọ pé Mom, I saw you on kìíní kan mo lé mi kẹ̀ báwo ni mo ṣe débẹ̀ lo and behold mo kú wà ń bẹ̀ so so kí ni mo máa fi ń wò nígbà míì máa lọ wò tẹ́lòmíì bá ń ṣe oúnjẹ kan some way tí mi ò mọ̀ ọ́ sè bẹ́ẹ̀ màá tún kọ cooking bóyá wọ́n to aṣọ kan together I mean interest èèyàn but we go after the positive ones rather than the negative and the destructive ones so ìyẹn kò jẹ́ bó ṣe jẹ́ a tún lò historically fún history wa gbogbo àwọn àṣà àti ìṣe nǹkan kan bí Dr. Oyefule ṣe kọ́kọ́ ṣe nígbà tán open kìíní chapter fún wa with the first question báwo la ṣe relate mọ́ lágbájá ó láwọn ọ̀tàn kan tí a máa ń rí lórí Facebook àti even Instagram yẹn náà sìn tó jẹ́ pé táwọn àwọn cousins wa African Americans àti people from the Caribbean tí wọ́n ń tell stories yẹn in the even wọ́n ṣe short movies videos in English language but we can also flip it and do it in Yoruba language tó yẹ pé tó máa fi resonate sí etí àti orí àwọn ọmọ wa boy kan àbí mo ní boy broda kan báyìí wọ́n ní deep voice báyìí àwọn ni mo rí tí àti broda tó ń ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ animals tó bá gbé animals wá ó máa sọ fún wa lórí Yorùbá orúkọ tó ń jẹ́ kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ tó ṣe rí báyìí nǹkan kan irú àwọn nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn internet influences positively nìyẹn tó yẹ pé nǹkan tán bá rí á dẹ̀ dúró sí wọn lọ́pọlọ bẹ́ẹ̀ pé so àwọn Yorùbá náà ní nǹkan báyìí so a lè ṣe nǹkan báyìí 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 so bẹ́ẹ̀mi ṣe rí nìyẹn ẹ ṣé.
ẹ ṣé gan ẹ ṣé Dr. Oyefule ǹjẹ́ ti dá sí question tẹ́.
Yes. Okay. Àwọn tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n ti address our issues here dáadáa gan, so there's really no point in me going back to talk about it ju ní pé a gbọ́dọ̀ share knowledge. Are we on question 4 or question 3?
Oh, I think.
I think
four.
you should be
Question 4.
addressing 4 now because it's
Okay, Eshe, thank you. So, what opportunities online platform and so on exist for Yoruba youth to take meaningful action today? Well, technology ó ti gba òde. Gbogbo most of us tá were a little bit advanced in age more technology rárá o. Èmi máa ń sọ fún gbogbo àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ lọ́fíìsì mi tó ṣe fẹ́ máa kọ́ mi ní new computer program máa ní èmi kọ́ I don't want to learn it. Me more, and I'm not even ashamed pé me more. Let everybody else learn it, and when I need somebody to do it, I'll call one of you to help me. So, but àwọn ọmọdé yẹn, they have the ability to learn these new things. So, àwọn nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ la gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe fún wọn. There should be educational platform àti online learning capability tí wọ́n lè ní láti fi learn so many different things. That way they will be able to take meaningful actions today as opposed to what we had before. And Commander Bagbe, the international forum to go across Yoruba land into Benin Republic, into rest of West Africa, into outside of Africa, into Europe, into America, can develop network where they can acquire more skills and more innovation. And technology and digital technology is the order of the day today. And these children of ours must be able to access them and know them as much as their counterparts in other parts of the world. Yema Drosibeye. Barrister, back to you.
ẹ ṣé gan Dr. Oyefule, thank you very much, sir. And ẹ jẹ́ ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ ṣé everybody ti dáhùn ìbéèrè yẹn tán ẹ jẹ́ kí Sister Chino. ẹ jẹ́ kí n bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìbéèrè tá máa fi kásẹ̀ ńlẹ̀. If Yoruba youth were to lead a self-determination effort, what would success look like, and how could they achieve it peacefully?
Okay, ẹ ṣe mi tẹ̀wọ̀n kémi lè máa ní kí n bẹ̀rẹ̀, but I was just jotting down on it. So to me, mo feel pé the first thing of course, a mọ̀ pé níbikíbi in the world kò sí òfin against the self-determination. The first thing is a máa mọ nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ self-determination. Kí ló wà about? So our youth we need to learn and we need to know what it is and what it is not. Kò ń ṣe jàǹdùkú, kò ń ṣe jàgídíjàgan, kì í ṣe nǹkan tá máa fi dájà lẹ̀ nílùú, kì í ṣe nǹkan tá máa fi sọ wípé a fẹ́ fipá gba nǹkan àbí a fẹ́ já nǹkan gbà. Kí ni self-determination jẹ́? Lọ́nà òfin ni o àbí lọ́nà pé ìlànà ti ìbílẹ̀ wa ni o, à ń láti mọ nǹkan tó jẹ́. So nínú ìwé tó wà lọ́wọ́ mi, tá bá mọ nǹkan tó jẹ́ la máa fi mọ̀ wípé a máa fi mọ nǹkan tá fẹ́. So ẹ jẹ́ kí n kà á lóyìnbó sí wa létí bí wọ́n ṣe, ìgbà tí mò ń wo kínní nǹkan tó sọ fún mi. Self-determination in its broadest sense refers to the ability of individuals or groups to choose their own path and make decisions about their lives, goals and future. Tí mo ṣe sọ pé à ń láti mọ kí ni self-determination jẹ́. Àwa ọmọ Yorùbá, a fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan tó yẹ pé ó máa fi jẹ́ ká lè máa dá ìṣe àṣà wa àti àrà títí wa, ká máa dá nǹkan wa ṣe. Òun ni gbogbo nǹkan òyìnbó tí mo sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn. So that fún ọ̀nà wa lénìí, fún bí tá à ń lọ lọ́la, self-determination ló máa determine ẹ̀. Kí ni a wá láti lè ṣe kinní bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, láti lè rí pé a ní personal self-determination yẹn, a fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan náà towards it. A need láti set goals fúnra wa. Ńbo là ń lọ? Kí la fẹ́ achieve? Why tá tiẹ̀ ṣe fẹ́ dá dúró? A ti mọ̀ pé alédè wa, aláṣà wa, aníṣe wa, anílẹ̀ wa, gbogbo yẹn ò rújú. Ṣùgbọ́n níbo la fẹ́ lọ? Kí la fẹ́ fi gbogbo kinní yìí ṣe? Of course, kí ló dé tá ṣe fẹ́ lọ sí ibi tá la fẹ́ lọ yìí? It's not a place, wọ́n mú wa kó Yorùbá land in that sense. Destination wa and success wa is not pé a fẹ́ kúrò níbi tá wà, but pé a fẹ́ dé àyè ipò tó jẹ́ wípé tá bá wo ẹ̀yìn a máa sọ wípé Olúwa ẹ ṣé nítorí ibi tẹ́ ti mú wa kúrò, as in jẹgúdújẹrá tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀, gbogbo ìwà ìkà, ìwà ìbàjẹ́, ìwà ìnítẹ́lọ́rùn, ìwà àfojúdi, ìwà ta ló máa mú mi, ìwà olè tí everybody ń hù tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀, a dẹ̀ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́, ló máa jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára àwọn success wa, àti pé bá ṣe máa fi ọ̀nà lélẹ̀, bá ṣe fẹ́ débẹ̀. Ṣá ti débẹ̀? Ńbo la fẹ́ lọ? Ìwé wo la fẹ́ kọ? Nǹkan wo la fẹ́ kọ́? Ṣe mọ̀, as in policy, the regulation táwọn èèyàn máa follow, ìlànà tá máa tẹ̀lé, tá fi máa débi tá fẹ́ lọ. Òun ni èmi feel pé ó máa jẹ́ ká fi lè achieve ọ̀rọ̀ wa, àti pé ọ̀nà méjì ló pín sí. Ṣá fẹ́ ṣogun ni àbí ṣá fẹ́ ṣe pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀wọ́ àti ìrọsẹ̀? Báwo la ṣe fẹ́ ṣe lọ́nà ìrọ̀wọ́ àti ìrọsẹ̀? kí ni àwọn nǹkan tó lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ tó yẹ ká fi sójú ọ̀nà ká sì máa ṣe déédéé níbẹ̀ so that bó ṣe ń dajúrú ní Nàìjíríà tá a wà ń sìn kò ní dajúrú ní Yorùbá nation níbi tá à ń lọ àwọn wo la fẹ́ fi ṣolórí yẹn gbogbo àwọn goals wa àti measurables ó máa wà measured milestone kọ̀ọ̀kan pé bóyá ọdún kan báyìí o àti gbọ́dọ̀ rí nǹkan báyìí ṣe tó bá ti di ọdún kejì nǹkan báyìí ló ti máa gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe òun náà ń pè pé èèyàn ń set goals our goal setting tá a fẹ́ ṣe has to be measurable it must be realistic we have to know pé ó wà achievable and it's for a certain purpose and kí ni nǹkan tó máa jọ jáde fún wa in the long run òun ni pé kí ìlú wa kó lè tùbà kó lè túṣẹ kó rójú kó ráyè kọ́rọ̀ ajé wa kó lè lọ síwájú káwọn ọmọ wa kán lè kàwé bó ṣe yẹ kán kà káṣà èdè wa àti gbogbo ohun àlùmọ́ọ́nì wa kó má parun ká má kó ti létà gbogbo àwọn nǹkan yẹn ló máa fi jẹ́ ká lè measure successes wa tílé wa àti ilẹ̀ wa àti ìlú wa tí kò ní di tẹni ẹlẹ́ni gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tí a fi ń ṣe pé èèyàn fi ń nílùú òun la ní bí mo ṣe sọ àti láṣà àti lédè a ní geographical location wa is not in question kò sí ní dispute a mọ̀ pé látèkó dé Kogi dé part of Niger nílẹ̀ wa dé wọn ò bá wa dù ú aláwọn èèyàn Yorùbá mọra wọn a dẹ̀ mọ ibi tá a fẹ́ lọ a mọ bó ṣe ń lọ tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ a mọ ibi táwọn bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ àti bàbá tán wà ń bẹ̀ àwọn bàbá Jákàndé ìwé Awólọ́wọ̀ làwa kà a mọ ibi tán ti wá a dẹ̀ mọrú nǹkan tá a sì fẹ́ kó ṣe jẹ́ so nítorí òfin wà ń bẹ̀ gbogbo òfin tó de self-determination lọ́wọ́ kò sọ wípé kí àwọn èèyàn má ṣe jàǹgbara fúnra wọn but gbogbo nǹkan tó bá ní téèyàn bá tò létò ló máa ń yọrí sí rere so ètò la gbọ́dọ̀ tò a gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe ká fi ẹsẹ̀ òsì síwájú ńgbà tó yẹ ká gbé tọ̀tún so ìyẹn ni goal setting tá a máa ṣe láti lè achieve success wa ẹ ṣé.
Hello, sister.
à ń gbọ́ yín sìn.
No, sister Yemisi.
Kí lẹ sọ?
Sorry o, ó dà ń pé ó ti rẹ̀ yá lóde o. Ṣé ti rẹ̀ yín ni mà?
Mo ń try láti fi òkò kan pẹyẹ méjì ni. Kí lẹ ní kí n ṣe? Mi ò gbọ́ yín.
Ẹ tètè pa ẹyẹ o, torí ẹyẹ tọ̀dọ̀ àwọn sister Tinu is not forthcoming. Ẹyẹ àwọn adìyẹ wọn lọ́dọ̀ wọn bẹ̀ ṣe ń pẹ́ yẹ adìyẹ wọn lọ́dọ̀ láti ìwà wọn.
Wọ́n kú ti bí pé ta ló ń jẹ tiẹ̀ láàyè.
ẹ dé o.
Ẹ ga o. Mo ní ṣe fẹ́ kí n ka question yẹn àbí.
Ẹ kà.
Ẹ má kà. Ọ̀gá if Yorùbá youth tí àwọn ọ̀dọ́ Yorùbá tó bá dé àwọn náà máa gbé ìjàngbara síwájú àwọn ló máa ṣe tó máa ṣe aṣíwájú agbátẹrù fún ìjàngbara báwo ni success bá ṣe dùn tó oríire àṣeyọrí báwo ni ìbá ṣe dùn tó bá jẹ́ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ni.
It could have been a fantastic thing. Ẹ wo nǹkan tí Ibrahim Traore tó ń ṣe nílùú wọn. The guy is under.
In the content of Nigeria, considering the mindset, the prevailing mindset among Yoruba youth today.
Wow.
So Captain Traore would have been not that we don't have passionate ones like him, but the majority of our youth today, ti sọ tó bá já wọn ni wọ́n ṣe agbátẹrù ìjàngbara báwo ni victory ṣe máa rí.
Ó wà a little bit I would say 50-50 because there's some of them that are really, really passionate. Tí wọ́n ní good education, wọ́n dẹ̀ ní good upbringing, that we can rely on them and say in our own mind pé it will be a very successful ending. But àwọn kan tún wà níbẹ̀, like gbogbo nǹkan tá a ti ń sọ látàárọ̀, ó wà ó similar síra wọn. Àwọn kan wà níbẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé àwọn bàbá wọn tó wà níwájú wọn, wọ́n ti bà wọ́n jẹ́ tó jẹ́ pé it's all about money to them. Tẹ́ bá bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation, wọ́n lè sọ fún yín pé kò yẹ kí ni mo ìbáyọ̀ kan sọ láàárọ̀ pé a lè pín Nàìjíríà, kò sí nǹkan kan tó Nàìjíríà is okay, kò sí nǹkan kan tó ṣe Nàìjíríà. Ṣerú àwọn yẹn la fẹ́ gbé nǹkan kan lé lọ́wọ́ pé kàn ṣe. So èmi máa fi pé is 50-50 pé a máa rí àwọn nǹkan tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n máa ṣe dáadáa, tó jẹ́ pé ó máa dẹ̀ múnú àwọn àgbàlagbà dùn pé ọmọ yìí ń ṣe dáadáa. Èmi nǹkan tó yẹ mi fi pé àwọn tó ti bàjẹ́ tán ti lọ sí wrong way yẹn ni pé they been hearing àwa lè ní ọmọ wa lọ́la for too long. Wọ́n ṣe tán kò síṣẹ́. So tí olóṣèlú kan bá pè wọ́n tó fi owó kan tàn wọ́n, àwọn náà máa gbàgbé ń pa Yorùbá pé kí ni Yorùbá owó làwọn need, wọ́n dẹ̀ ti get owó. It could have been a very good thing to buy at least 80% of them were thinking about mi ò fẹ́ kí culture mi parun, mi ò fẹ́ kí ìlú mi parun. So because nǹkan tó ṣe mo ṣe sample Ibrahim Traore nsìn, kò sí nǹkan tẹ́ bá sọ ó máa sọ fún wọn pé Burkina Faso is the first. Táwọn bá ṣe tán ní Burkina Faso àwọn máa help others, kò rán anybody níṣẹ́. Ìlú ẹ̀yẹn nìkan náà ni ló concentrate lé lórí for now, but kò mind láti help other Africa because he want the unity of Africa. But in order to do our youth want the unity of Yoruba? Yes, they do. But omi pọ̀ ju ọkà wọn lọ. There's a lot of àwọn apàṣẹ wà ní politics tí ò jẹ́ kí àwọn youth gan kọ́ mọ nǹkan tí wọ́n ń ṣe. So àwọn bloggers náà tún wà lára àwọn tó jẹ́ pé ó manipulate things tí ò jẹ́ kí àwọn youth yẹn mọ nǹkan, because when some bloggers, not all of them, when some of them come to lie to them, nǹkan tí ò ṣẹlẹ̀ tán ló ṣẹlẹ̀. At the end of the day, tán bá find out, wọ́n máa wà discouraged. So nǹkan tẹ́mi fi pé èmi believe pé it could have been a good thing tó bá yẹ pé àwọn youth wa wọ́n dìde bí ọmọ ogun ìgbàlà and they know what they're doing. They are capable of doing good things. But do they have their mind in it? Do they really want it to happen? Ìyẹn ni èmi ò mọ̀. But èmi mọ̀ pé few of them are good. They were ready. They were very clever, educative, and we can say trustworthy. Ṣebí a rí àwọn tó máa wá sí club, tó máa wá sí meeting wa. Ẹ rí pé wọ́n ṣe dáadáa now. So tá bá rí irú àwọn yẹn bí 100, they will lift things up. Nígbà míì náà àwọn youth wa ẹ má gbàgbé ẹ̀rù ń bà wọ́n. Because kò sẹ́ni tó fẹ́ kán pa òun. Ẹ̀rù ń bà àwọn náà láti come out. Not until tí Ọlọ́run bá fún wa ní èèyàn kan bí Ibrahim yẹn tó dìde pé no. But mind you, ṣe mọ̀ pé ológun lòun. But àwọn ológun títí wa, may God help them. So mi ò rí sí jù bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn lọ.
Ẹ ṣé. Thank you very much. Barrister Talabi.
Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀.
Thank you.
Ìbádá pọ̀ bọ́ ṣe
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ ìlú sà, ẹ má bínú.
gẹ́gẹ́ bọ́n ṣe sọ kí àwọn youth wa kan gbé iṣẹ́ yìí lárugẹ, kan fi determine pé ilẹ̀ wọn ni, ogún wọn sì ní lẹ́yìn ọ̀la. Torí pé gbogbo tá à ń ṣe yìí àwọn ló máa jọrọ ẹ̀ jù. If they can put their foot down láti sọ pé wọ́n máa gba champion self determination, but the problem tó lè wà ń bẹ̀ ni wípé báwọn àgbàlagbà ṣe ń ṣe pẹ̀lú sùúrù pẹ̀lú kí ni mo lè ṣe pé ná pẹ̀lú ọgbọ́n tó ní ọmọ wà peaceful àwọn ọmọdé ò ní lè ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ torí pé jùàjùàjùàjùà ló máa ṣe and as a result of that ó máa wá dogun torí tó bá káàyàn lára bó ṣe káwa òbí lára yìí tó bá ká àwọn ọmọ yẹn lára bẹ́ẹ̀ wọn ò ní gbà á lẹ́yọ they won't take it as easy as what we are doing wọ́n ti champion wọ́n ti bọ́ síta wọ́n ti jà wọ́n ti ṣe láwọn tí kíní ẹ̀ bá táwọn tó bá ní passion of it tíṣà àwọn tó fẹ́ lọ bẹ̀ lọ jalè tíṣà àwọn tó fẹ́ lọ bẹ̀ lọ sọ àwọn tó ti rí pé we were cheated with all this atrocity táwọn Fúlàní àbáwọn other people ń ṣe fún ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n máa gbà á pẹ̀lú agídí ni kò ní wà peaceful rárá so ètèmi rí bẹ́ẹ̀ náà bẹ́ẹ̀ ó lè possible kán gbà á pẹ̀lú ìjà we don't know méjì mẹ́ta là ń bá lógun torí pé àwọn tó máa fún wa náà wọn ò ní fẹ́ fún wa ní ìrọ̀rùn but ẹ̀mí tó máa sọnù làwa àgbàlagbà ń wò àwọn táwọn champion sì ń là ń wò tá a fi sọ pé peaceful means la fẹ́ ṣe ẹ tó bá jẹ́ àwọn ọmọ ni wọn ò ní gbà peaceful means bó ṣe káwa lára táwọn wá fún meeting táwọn discuss táwọn ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ bó jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ló káwọn ọ̀dọ́ wa lára wọn ò ní gbà lẹ́yọ they won't take it lightly with us they will take it with violence gẹ́gẹ́ bí Bíbélì sọ pé those who are ẹ̀sìn mi gbọ́dọ̀ apply yẹn violence náà wọ́n fẹ́ fi gbà it's not going to be peaceful. ẹ ṣe.
From the time of John the Baptist.
Yes.
Yeah, money reservation, but I will allow Dr. Yufule kí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ káwọn náà contribute during the last question yẹn. Dr. Yufule. Or me Charaisa.
Yeah. And the last question being, if Yoruba youth were to lead a self-determination effort, what will success look like and how will they achieve it? Tí àwọn ọmọ wa bá lead the self-determination effort, many forms ló lè take. There are many ways tí a lè determine success. A lè wo cultural self-determination. For instance, ṣé wọ́n ti follow trend to start already kó máa fẹ́ kọ́ Yorùbá. Irú Ẹ̀dùn, that delightful young fellow tó wá láti England tó ń ṣe kíní nípa Yorùbá. I've more of a
Dami Ẹ̀dùn.
Yes, thank you. So as that delightful young man been followed by more and more of our people, I'll expect he following occur overnight, but I will see gradual effort in our children, boys and girls, joining him along that cultural self-determination. I'll wo economic self-determination as another way of looking at it. But later I'm fẹ́ jù ní gbogbo ẹ̀ lọ ní political engagement. Kì í ṣe pé kó lọ ṣe politics nílẹ̀ o. Kó look at Yoruba self-determination as an end product of what and half for to exist within that new they preparing themselves to exist within the new nation. Gbogbo how much they have done ló máa determine success or not. We can use that in determining how much success they've had. Ṣé wọ́n ti ní civil society engagement? In other words, the engineers, the Yoruba engineers, the young kids who are Yoruba engineers, ṣé wọ́n ti ń rò ní pé táwọn bá tiẹ̀ di tábà ní Yoruba nation, àwọn ti ní ìkan nínú wọn ní pé ìkan nínú wọn lè sọ pé òun ti ní concept of a defensive system tó òun ti ń work on its own wọn ò fẹ́ tà fún UK, wọn ò fẹ́ tà fún US. Òun á hold on it, onto it, so that tí Yorùbá nation bá ṣẹlẹ̀, òun á fún wọn for free. Do we have our young kids thinking like that? The more of them to them think like that, ló máa determine how successful we would have been. See, there's not one single one single means of determining the success. And finally, ilé tó encompass gbogbo ẹ̀, have we had that beautiful thing called Renaissance?
Mm-hmm.
Cultural Renaissance. Have we started it? We have started. We have already started, but is it galloping along? Is it gathering dust? Dust being the wheel, the wheel rolling down. Shall read dust wheel. Àwọn ọmọdé tí ń ṣe. This could also be other ways to actually determine what it is that they have done, and is it something they could it be used to determine their success? The cultural renaissance, the last one to most of you, are very important, because without Omole ní jet defense system, air defense system tó ń chart lórí computer ẹ̀ tó fi ń ṣeré tó dẹ̀ ní potential of being developed into a bigger one. Ó lè ní lọ́wọ́, bẹ́ẹ̀ tí ò bá ní affinity fún Yorùbá, tí ò bá rí ara ẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí Yorùbá ńkọ́.
Thank you, sir.
Ọmọdé yìí, tí ọmọdé is over 12 years old, and every one of us know that unless you are a genius, you cannot learn a new language after age 12. Not counting women. Women tend to surprise all because women can learn new languages, natives, even after age 12. Tí ibìkan nínú brain tó ń pè ní broken speech area tó ti wà calcified. Women tend to be better than men láti ṣe. So sọ yẹn, sọ pé ọmọdé yìí pé this child, let's take him to be 25. So I don't kò lè kọ́ Yorùbá mọ́ nsìn, ó kò lè kọ́ tátàtà ni. Is it like my children who wọn gbọ́ Yorùbá dáadáa bí nǹkan màmá wọn ń ṣe Yorùbá, but anyway tó ń sọ Yorùbá, that's where you see them and they want to understand what it is. Tá bá ń sọ Ifá, wọn mọ nǹkan tí Ifá jẹ́. Beyond the little bit I'm able to explain to them. Do you see them listening attentively? Pé àwọn fẹ́ kọ́ nípa ilé nítorí pé ó jẹ́ Yorùbá. Are we seeing that? Those are the measurements tá lè lò. So, Barrister, back to you.
Eshegon, thank you very much. And that brings to an end this town hall meeting. But reservation Muni, Dr. Ifuleti addressed many of it because you address them in snippets, different categories. And I also like to categorize Gagabi Yalo 50-50. About 50-50, the categories of the Yoruba youth, Gongo. We have the highly enlightened youth. Then we have some not so enlightened. But the thing is, ọmọdé níṣẹ́ àgbà níṣẹ́, ó jẹ́ ká mọ̀ wípé àti àwọn tó wà highly qualified nínú wọn àti àwọn tí ò wà qualified, gbogbo náà ló níṣẹ́ tó máa ṣe. Because we're talking of ìjàngbara. But the problem we have youth that are involved presently, but with all due respect, the best of Yoruba youth are yet to be seen. The yet amongst them are yet to be at the forefront. And what they want, but the thing is, it's a problem with the least leading the best and the brightest that we have amongst us. Because when I look at Taba with different calibers, and we've seen them like you mentioned, Dami Edo, and most of these kids, thank God that in the some of the meetings that they think Yoruba now, bring together. Some of the meetings they conveyed. Dami has been among those elders also that deliver notes, given insight. These are the keys, not àwọn tó máa lọ sí secretariat lọ fọ ilé. Abẹ́gẹ́ tá a bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ self-determination, ara àwọn ọmọ wa náà ni. But what level of, are they below average or above average, or they're not even, they don't belong to any of the average, and they're actually the low of the lowest? Because it takes a lot for somebody, a nobody who obviously will only hear from God to lead you. And then the first place you want to take over, you want to take your sovereignty, is amongst your own people. Even if you want to follow violence, where I fẹ́ lu jàgídíjàgan, àwọn olóṣèlú lè má fẹ́ràn wa, wọ́n lè má ṣe gbogbo ṣe. I believe pé ó dìgbà tí ẹ bá ṣe jàǹdùkú, tí ẹ lọ pa ọmọ Yorùbá, tí ẹ stop wọn lórí nǹkan tó ń ṣe, kò ṣerú àwọn youth ní sọ. So Sister Yemisi was right, only 50-50. But the better 50 yẹn, the positive one, la feel pé ó yẹ kán wà níwájú, kán máa lead. That's when we can attain this thing. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí Sister Tinu ṣe analyse, àwọn tó understand the orderliness procedures, àwọn yẹn. But the question is, ṣé a ti ní wọn lénìí? Ṣé wọ́n wà níwájú? I will say no. I don't know what you listeners will say you've heard from every of our panelists today. And it's up to you. It's a challenge to you, the youth. This program is specifically for the youth. So please watch it and share it. It's a wake-up call for you to group yourself, ally yourself with groups that are performing for the Yoruba nation, not the one that would indulge in hero worshiping, the one that will celebrate you, the one that will know that children are to be heard, not just to be seen. So these are the things, the one that will bring out the best in you to serve your generation and yet unborn. So that's it. So on that note, let me call on Ìyálóde kí ẹ wá bá wa dúpẹ́, wọ́n ní ọpẹ́ olóore, àdá àdátọ́ ni. Sister Yemisi, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ á bá wa ṣe vote of thanks. Hello, ma. Hello. Omi ìtara yín o.
Okay. Ẹ má bínú, mo lálejò kan.
Okay.
Yetunde gbà, put it in the bag.
Àlejò yín ó máa lo iyán nìyẹn o. Àlejò yẹn bàjẹ́ mí lọ́ọ̀kọ́.
Yeah, just yeah.
Which is Sister Tinu.
Mo ti wà
Sister
okay
Tinu.
nsìn.
Which kó jẹ́ pé ilẹ̀ wa lè ṣayẹ́ mi sínsìn. Mo wo combination iyán àti ẹdìyẹ tí wọ́n ti fry dáadáa.
Any àdúrà mi?
Vote of thanks.
Vote of thanks. Okay o. Kí ni n bá tiẹ̀ sọ? Anyway, a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wa o. Kí n tó dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wa, ká kọ́kọ́ dúpẹ́ ní ọwọ́ Ọlọ́run tó mú ojú wa pé tẹ́sẹ̀ wa pèlé tá dúró ìṣẹ́jú kan fún yàn kankan. A dúpẹ́ fún gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ti wà pẹ̀lú wa, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń ràn wá lọ́wọ́ through advice, through owó, through ìfọ̀rọ̀jomitoro ọ̀rọ̀. A dúpẹ́ gan ni. Ẹ̀yin wọ́n ní àwọn Yorùbá ní wọ̀nbọ̀wọ̀nbọ̀ kọ́ lẹ́yìn kéyìn ṣáà ti lè di chicken mú ni. So Yorùbá Directorate, kíkéré lábẹ́rẹ́ wa kéré bẹ̀ kò ń ṣe mímì fàdìyẹ. A ti ń ṣe kò mátà pé iye báyìí la jẹ, iye báyìí kọ́ la jẹ, ṣùgbọ́n nínú gbogbo bá ṣe ń ṣe a mọ̀ pé Ọlọ́run wà pẹ̀lú wa, ó dẹ̀ máa wà pẹ̀lú wa lónìí. A dúpẹ́ pẹ́ òkun o. Lágbára Ọlọ́run gbogbo wa ànímọ̀ sàárè ọmọ o.
Àmín àṣẹ.
Lágbára Ọlọ́run gbogbo ohun tó ń dùn wá nínú kò ní dìbànújẹ́ fún wa o.
Àmín o.
Lágbára Ọlọ́run gbogbo nǹkan tó bá dẹ̀ kù díẹ̀ káàtó nínú ayé wa, Olúwa nawọ́ àlàáfíà sí o.
Àmín o.
Ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ ní agbára Ọlọ́run ojú wa máa pé ju báyìí gan lọ. À á pèlé ni àní pẹ̀dín o.
àṣẹ Èdùmàrè.
Gbẹ̀yìn tẹ́ ń fi owó náà ràn wá lọ́wọ́ ibi tẹ́ ti ń mu àgbà náà ò ní wọbẹ̀ o.
Àmì àṣẹ o.
Àwọn tó fẹ́ ṣe tó sì dìkù díẹ̀ káàtó àbùkù ní ti omi òkun olúwa máa bù sápò yín tẹ́ ẹ máa ṣe ju bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe
Àmì
fẹ́
àṣẹ
gan.
o.
Ẹ ṣé o ẹ̀yin bàbá wa tẹ́ ẹ wà pẹ̀lú wa lọ́sàn-án láàárọ̀ lóru àti ẹ̀yin ìyá wa ọlọ́run náà máa tì yín lẹ́yìn o.
Àmì àṣẹ o.
Ẹ ṣeun ó tún di ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ lágbára ọlọ́run ire la máa fi pàdé o.
Àmì àṣẹ o.
Thank
Àṣẹ o.
you.
Thank you very much, Sister Yemisi.
Bye.
And the referendum committee, you have a meeting after. I think you should look at the platform. Thank you. Yẹ ká kọrin ìbílẹ̀ wa o.
Ṣáwọn èèyàn ní question ni barrister.
Ẹ má bínú, tòótọ́ lẹ sọ. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n stop ẹ̀ báyẹn, ẹ tí gan Sister Tinú. Ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa kì í ṣe àfojúdi o. Ìgbàgbé ló ṣe mí o. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ anybody tó bá ní ìbéèrè ẹ lè náwó sókè lásìkò yìí ká sáré ṣe yẹn ká tún fi àdàgbà ètò. Please. Bóyá ẹ ní ìbéèrè àwọn ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n sì wà níbí o yàtọ̀ fún ìyálòde. Wọ́n ti lọ sí ọ̀làǹpọ̀ ní ìpàdé tí wọ́n tún fẹ́ lọ ìpàdé mi. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá ní ìbéèrè ẹ lè náwó sókè o. Tí ò bá sẹ́ni tó ní ìbéèrè a lè fi àdàgbà rọ̀. Is anybody in the house with a question?
Béèrè wà. But okay, Stabim, go ahead. Go ahead.
Ìbéèrè mi ni pé àwa Yorùbá ó dàbí ẹ̀ ń pé à ń restrict creativity àwọn ọmọ wa by being high-handed in our method of grooming them. How do we ensure that creativity does not die amongst our youth?
Is there any particular person you want to answer the question?
Anybody. Creativity ni mò ń ta sí because bí òyìnbó ṣe expand ilé ayé wọn gbogbo innovations tá à ń rí technology growth creativity ló allow ẹ̀.
That's correct.
So why tá wa ń suppress tá à ń go back to the dark ages tá à ní òun láti ṣe báyìí òun láti bọ̀wọ̀ fágbà òun láti creativity lẹ́ ń suppress. Children are not allowed to speak. I don't think it's right.
Well, ká tó gbé fún what do you call it? Ká tó gbé fún àwọn ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n máa put one back on the line. I think we need to make a distinction between respect and creativity. Number one thing is in England, as we know, the upper class and the lower class, they raise their kids differently. And I want you to observe also that if you go to a shopping mall in UK, right, and depending on what area of London you are, you see the elitist kids, they are more respectful somehow. Even the language they use is different, and they're still creative. And there was an instant, what do you call it? Omo Tony Blair, or Mutio, or them is built in West London. The way they handle it was completely different. And yet it still went to do its, what do you call it, externship with one of the congressmen. So when they're Wally, they will perform very well. We love our kids, but we train them differently. And for Obi, skills to Nika Lukubani, Loma fi train normal. Respect, tell me to my soro anyhow. But you find the ones that are very polite. Irú ilé tán ti jáde wá, influence yẹn, ó máa wà lára wọn. Wọ́n ń ṣe àwọn ọmọ, yao, where and all that rude boys. You see them, they're polite, and they are achievers. They are the ones that tend to lead those without manners. So creativity and manners are not exactly the same. But I'll let maybe Dr. Yufula, you want to respond to her.
Yes, Eshegun, thank you for calling me. That's a lot of beer parlor, ibi tí wọ́n ti mu alcohol tó pé omi àti orange juice náà mu. and where you find Nigerian or especially Yoruba intellectuals, this question, more often than not, you'll hear it over and over and over again. Sherry, again, people to answer, unless we go back to our history, how we get to where we are, we will not understand. Very good question. Ms. Bim, to understand how we got to where we are. Okay, mo máa sọ kínní kan, Yorùbá ò kì í na ọmọ, tí n bá sọ fún yín pé Yorùbá ò kì í na ọmọ.
Wow.
Will you be surprised?
Yes.
No, no,
I am surprised.
no, I'm not surprised.
Bímọgí.
Yorùbá ò kì í na ọmọ.
Ẹnu
We are
àtọjú.
me, bro.
Ẹnu àtẹjú
Mo
ni.
ní ẹnu àtọjú.
God bless you. I no more. We learned that cruel way of teaching children from
the
the
mighty
colonialists.
Wow. Slavery.
I want to mind no more. A charity Oliver Twist once more. You read those books. You any words of intrigue around the same time to Wasi Odowa. These people were very brutal and cruel to their children. We never were like that. Ọmọdé níṣẹ́ àgbà níṣẹ́ la fi dá Ilé Ifẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ọmọdé ò kàn lè lọ fọ́ fa bàbá ẹ̀ nímú ọmọ tó wá láti ilé tí ò dáa nìyẹn. But learn you must be able to respect. So going back precisely ni pé ṣé excessive amount of nǹkan tá à ń ṣe lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lénìí mo wá lo Èkó ẹ rántí o tí n bá sọ Èkó mo ń sọ Ìjẹ̀bú Iléṣà Èkìtì Adó Èkìtì mo ń sọ gbó Yorùbá là ní o nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Èkó lénìí where the people or the children tend to be tó máa ń wà harsh lórí wọn. We learned it from our colonialists. Kàdé tó learn it from the colonialists, àwọn colonialists gbẹ́dọ̀ ní tó fi gbé wá sọ́dọ̀ wa. Bẹ́ẹ̀ gbà tá a dé England sí Madam Bim wọ́n rí púpọ̀ mọ́ among the upper class. That is true. They have evolved beyond it.
Yes.
Beyond that beating of children. But is that what stopped them from having creativity,
innovations? Yeah.
Innovation, creativity. Stop Newton. Láti come up with the Newton laws of physics. Stop Einstein from coming up with E equals MC squared. But the answer was thoroughly beaten as a child. So creativity àti cohesion within the culture wọn kì máa wà all the time wọn kì máa equal each other. Me saw excessive amount of cruelty when you excessively are cruel to a child, then yes, you'll làákàyè kúrò nínú ẹ̀. Me sọ yẹn. Mo ń sọ àwọn nǹkan tó feel pé ó wà nǹkan kọ́ ọmọ dáadáa ní Europe of 18th century, Europe of 19th century, Europe of 20th and 21st century. Ó ti yàtọ̀ gradually. We are lagging. Madam Bim, her question, me fẹ́ fi ọ̀rọ̀ sínú question wọn. Her question was of the, I get the impression pé àwa ṣì wà cruel towards our children. And if that's what he said, that may be so. Àti fi àwọn colonialists kìíní yẹn sílẹ̀. Our colonialists that you feel Did it make them more creative? I don't think so. Are they creative? Yes, I think so. Because Chinese are creative, no. So also are the Japanese very creative. How they should need strict way of even the Bobo not change.
Yeah.
They're becoming more liberal. And fortunately, Leko, no, we are also getting more liberal. but a kàn fẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ tiwa lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ a fẹ́ ká get liberal tó yẹ pé àwọn ọmọ tó máa ń ságì ṣòkòtò wọn under the bomb mi mọ bí àwọn cockney ti máa ń sọ ní England but lọ́dọ̀ tí àwa mi bá you gotta go, you gotta come, gbogbo àwọn lower class people yẹn we don't, that's not what we want our children to do to be. And incidentally gbogbo àwọn ọmọ tèmi rí mi bá tó ń wá sí clinic èmi I can tell you that authoritatively gbogbo wọn ni àwọn ọmọ tó wá láti ilé tó yẹ pé they fail either their parents gbogbo náà ní PhD o the parents with PhD but want to fall into lower class of American society. They all fell into the lower class of American society. You call it number bear, you call it boomer me. And don't forget, father's a PhD, mother has a master's degree.
Wow.
But somebody fall into that low class.
Done.
Le marry Thomas Sagshuko to one in respect to Mama Roque, Kaoma aping and copying lower class American culture. And I'm sure lower class British culture. Now Morocco, boy, that's been hip. So we have to be very, very, very careful. And you will question, we are going to continuously discuss them because they're dynamic things, dynamic or static. So all in all, Madam Beam, is my opinion.
I've learned something. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. We are going to gradually move away from what our Britishers go for. I'm not blaming this. Not a blaming the Britishers. So that's they gave us what they had. We took it from them. I want to realize, come on, no more fool. Kilo lady marriage, jeka no more nisi lọ́dọ̀ wa pé ká máa ná. Not only is it painful, it damages the child. I'll rest my case.
Yeah, mo fẹ́ give example, Sister Chinombo, Mr. Otomo mo recognize nǹkan tí Dr. Yefule sọ pé kò ní tán láàrin wa. Nǹkan kan tí ó wá sí mind mi, Ebenezer Obey kọrin pé bàbá bẹ̀bẹ̀ títí ọmọ kọjálẹ̀ o, àtẹ̀yìnwá àtẹ̀yìnbọ̀ ọmọ di chief commander Obey. Olúwa ṣe fẹ́ ló ń ṣọ́la ẹ̀ o. That was his 78th birthday. But that reminded me of a song he did before. Mashirita lenti remole arakunrin. But what am I saying in essence is, Obey fẹ́ kọrin but mama fẹ́ another thing fún. Ibi tí pé irú nǹkan tí bí mi sọ pé ká má wà too strict pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ. To yẹ pé àní jẹ́ kí creativity wọn kó kú. Nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe. Fela, for example, was supposed to study medicine. But we're talking of creativity. We can see that in the genus that we've never really got to reproduce in Africa. Isn't that what you're talking about? He was more or less rebellious against his own family. But I think the beauty of it was because he's from an elitist family. So they allowed it. Even his own brother in UK, from what I've read, covered them up. Then again, Sonny, Ade, Babankigbe, Malo, Mama, we know our Sonny. Our parents say, post respect here. We don't know because we're not a member of his family except somebody who has read his autobiography. He became what God destined him and what he desired to become today. Outside university education.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Do you know how many people have not become what God has destined them to be?
Because of the parents, right?
Yes.
You must respect them. I get what you're saying.
There's so many.
Yeah.
And few people can see.
Yeah. And there's
so
one
many.
more. Yeah. You know that Wizkid, one of the biggest African Afrobeats. Babe Bawi. Ọmọ tó ní respect tó dẹ̀ love our parents ẹ̀ ni. Bàbá ẹ̀ ni wàá kàn máa tẹ̀lé àwọn bad boys káàkiri wàá máa ṣe kinní kan. Baba was not happy. Baba fẹ́ kó dúró sí school. He took another successful musician to lọ́wọ́ Baba pé hand this boy over to me. He will do good. He will not stray. And I promise you, he will have that university education. The day the father rebuked him was the day through his creativity, he produced one of the best freestyle songs called "I Know Bad Boy Banky." He was more or less respecting, but at the same time responding to his dad. Banky is a bad boy, but he made millions through freestyle. So it's the balancing act. But one thing I know is our parental skills as parents will make it will make a difference. Every family will need ibi tí mentoring ti wà nìyí àwa tá a ti bí ọmọ àti bí ọmọ tó ti dàgbà. We can look back and see some things we could have done differently and those that we did very well. So àwọn tó ń bọ̀ sí tó fẹ́ tọ́mọ tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń bímọ, if we're given the opportunity in our different in different communities, we can mentor them. Pé báyìí ni o, ṣé báyìí o, tó bá ṣe báyìí from experiences. So it's a question that will always come up. How we deal with it will be how open we are to people around us, and those we want to emulate also. Thank you. Sister Tinu, do you have anything to say to this?
Well, àwọn èèyàn ti sọ gbogbo àwọn tó ṣe yẹ kí n lè sọ torí ìgbà tí Sister Bim kọ́kọ́ gbé kinní yẹn kalẹ̀ ó bà mí inú jẹ́ díẹ̀ pé kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn rárá pé but ìgbà tí wọ́n ti ṣàlàyé ẹ̀ so but I also know a little bit from where she might be coming from. Èmi fẹ́ ṣe example even though are we still on being recorded?
Oh, we are being recorded.
Yeah, okay.
You want me to
I'm
pause
just
it?
gonna okay. Mo ẹ lè
nǹkan tá à ń rí ẹ má gbàgbé o pé nǹkan tá à ń rí culture of the Yorubas of today 2025 kò wà static o ó yàtọ̀ sí nǹkan tó wà ń bẹ̀ ní 2000 o ó dẹ̀ máa tún yàtọ̀ sí nǹkan tó máa wà ń bẹ̀ ní 2030 o or 2040 it's gradually changing but
Okay, when are you coming?
bó láti mú wá a mú wá when the colonialists came they had their magazine gun wọ́n lè pa èèyàn at will there was Eastern Nigeria tó ní pọ́kọ̀ máa ń pa wọ́n káàkiri ni so they terrorized us. We got terrorized and we took their culture in. And the Stockholm Syndrome set into us, where we identify with our oppressor. The oppressors who see themselves as genetically inferior to us because of their inability to produce melanin. Whether they're inferior or not, I don't know, I don't care, but they think they're inferior because they couldn't produce melanin. But when the technology which also produced the Maxim gun, Gatling gun. So wọ́n á fi terrorize ẹ̀rù bà wá, àwa ń ṣe bíi tiwọn. Some of us acquired their names. Look at everywhere lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ló ní English name now, ngbà kan. Èmi tẹ́ ẹ̀ rí yìí, Julius lórúkọ mi, ẹ má pè mí bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́.
Èmi gan ní English name.
go ahead baptism.
When I went to Bayflats, wọ́n pè mí lọ́mọ ẹrú, mo sáré lọ drop ẹ̀ off. Anyway, Kabati also out an English last name. It was prestigious in Lagos in Baye because you are closer to the white master. If you have the white master's name, turn of the century, 1899, 1900, 1901, 1902. At that time, you must get an English name. So by an English name, Kinanko, a native, 3/4 of a human being. Is a 3/4 or 60% of a human being. 65%. But I'm guessing that's what they force on our throat. You are 3/4 of a man. Admit it. But these people did it in a way we put it in and we swallowed it. Babington, Kensington,
Da Silva, Da Costa.
Da Silva. Adé ríṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú Da Silva name ju Adékẹ́hìndé, Adékọ́lá, Adéṣọlá, Adékíníkan. Wọ́n ní fún wọn níṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹni tí wọ́n jẹ́ Kensington, Babington, Dedington, àwọn iná máa ríṣẹ́. So we must understand.
Ògèdèǹgbé àti ẹni fún wọn ṣẹ́ rárá.
Dr. Ifule, My baptismal name is Michael,
Okay.
Mine
and
is
I
Sarah.
was doing conveyancing. Apart from àánú àwọn èèyàn tó ṣàánú mi tó máa fún mi ní òkè bá mi ṣe conveyancing ilé mi kìíní kan, I wasn't getting a lot of conveyancing. But then I was inspired to adopt an English name.
Mm-hmm.
Ẹ lè believe pé bí ìgbà tí mo ṣẹ́ṣó ni.
Of course.
Kí n
Of
bá kí n
course.
tó dé ọ́fíìsì, estate agent tí ò mọ̀ mí, Akànnì, mo fẹ́ kí n má Akànnì, àmì ìjẹmọ̀. Thank you very much.
Òun náà fi sọ pé bá mi nọmọ mi kò dénú
Kò
ọlọ́mọ.
dénú ọlọ́mọ.
Yeah. So because
Mr.
bí
Owó Òtọ́mọ.
ìyá àbí bàbá ṣe máa gbọ́ ọmọ ó máa yàtọ̀. Mo fẹ́ add this little thing pé nǹkan tí Sister Beam sọ ó ṣe pàtàkì bá ṣe fẹ́ direct àwọn ọmọ wa. Ká má rí mo understand pé ká má rí talent wọn múlẹ̀. Èmi tí mo wà níwájú yìí mo ṣe brigade, mo ṣe girls guide, gbogbo àwọn social kinní kan tó máa ń ní ká ṣe ń kékèké yẹn ni mo ṣe. Kò sí ìlù tí mi ò lè lù. Kò sí mo ṣe tenor drum, side drum, gbogbo kinní yẹn mo dẹ̀ mú orin kọ dáadáa. There is the voice for it. But tó bá fẹ́ ṣe tó ní talent tó ṣe skills tó ní gbogbo ẹ̀, we need to nurture them ni, but a gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ kán wà oblivious of the fact pé regardless of your skills, education ṣe pàtàkì. Kí nìyẹn? That's the only reason tẹ́ ṣe lè prevail lórí ọmọ, because kò ṣe pé kán make ẹ̀ ní kán wá máa fún wa lówó, òun ló fẹ́ fi ọkàn wa balẹ̀. No, káwọn ọmọ yẹn ṣe dáadáa, kán má wàá tọrọ £1 lọ́wọ́ yín, kẹ́kàn máa rí wọn kínú yín dẹ̀ máa dùn. It's enough. Òun ló fi ń jẹ́ pọ́mọ ṣoríire. So orin ló fẹ́ kọ, ó fẹ́ máa ṣaṣọ ni, ó fẹ́ ránṣọ, ó fẹ́ máa tàǹjẹ ni. That's fine. Go at it, but have a backup. You need to be very well educated. That's all.
Okay. Sister Tinu.
Sir, yeah, question tí mo fẹ́ béèrè is a lot away from topic wa lẹ́ni, but ó fara pẹ́ díẹ̀ a little in the sense pé àwọn youth là ń try láti address and encourage. Àwọn nǹkan without mentioning names, nǹkan tó ń lọ lù ú sìn ní Yorùbá
Sister
land.
Tinu, question.
Sir.
Can you give us a question for next week to be treated instead? Maybe even to wash your own. I beg it.
Okay.
I beg it. So we can discuss it fully. I beg it.
Okay. Ó jọra wọn torí àwọn alàgbà wa tí wọ́n ń bára wọn jà bí tí ìwà tán ń hù tí ò ṣe dáadáa mọ́ nǹkan tó yẹ kí téèyàn lè fi yangàn. Yeah. Òun ni
Ẹ ṣé.
ọ̀rọ̀ lọ́balọ́ba. Yeah, ẹ ṣé.
But ọ̀rọ̀ lọ́balọ́ba yẹn tó bá jẹ́ yẹn ni mo fẹ́ sáré sọ pé Aláàfin ti sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ẹ̀ o. Ó ti sọ̀rọ̀ ó lọ visit Olúwo and the question came up and he mentioned the fact pé àwọn oníṣọ̀kúsọ náà fẹ́ dá wàhálà lẹ̀ pé òun ní problem pẹ̀lú Aláàfin àtọ̀ pé COS òun àti protocol officer àwọn wípé wọ́n ti make contact pẹ̀lú kábíyèsí Ọọ̀ni, but unfortunately Ọọ̀ni ò sí nílùú nígbà tó ń lọ sí Ọ̀wọ̀. Ó ti set the record in straight. You know, in our letter to him, what we said is, even seeing their picture alone speak volume. We don't know àfẹ́ mọ̀ nǹkan tó ń jọ sọ níyẹ̀wò. So bàbá yẹn ti sọ̀rọ̀, ó lóun visit gbogbo ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá káàkiri. Kọ́ lè mọ̀ pé ìrọ̀rùn lòun náà bá wá, kò sí jà. But, and of course, I think he may be right in the sense pé àwọn eléyìí Sister Tinu tàn bá sọ fún yín pé èmi pẹ̀lú yín jà wọn lè mú oúnjẹ abẹ́gẹ̀t ìyẹn náà àpárọ̀ kan ṣo parun ọmọtẹ̀yìn ni most of them, not all of them, náà fi ń ṣe. So bàbá yẹn
ibẹ̀
ti
yẹn kọ́ lèmi tiẹ̀ ń lọ and dimension yẹn yàtọ̀.
okay.
Wọ́n fẹ́ wá kí wa wọn ò rí wa ńlé àsí ńlé àmọ́ pé bàbá wa ìkejì yẹn máa ń jáde wọ́n máa ń ṣe oríṣiríṣi torí nǹkan tán gbé dání láti ran àwọn tó ń bọ̀ lọ́nkán lọ́wọ́ and all that. Mi ò bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀, mi ò ṣe anything pẹ̀lú wọn o. Even though last week mo tẹ̀ fẹ́ sọ fún yín ìwé yín ṣe mọ̀ pé mo ra few
ẹ
of
sọ
them.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ ṣẹ̀ǹdẹ̀ ṣe mi
So
yẹn.
ìkan lára àwọn sisters mi tán wà láyìíká wọn mo
Okay.
múwèé yẹn lé lọ́wọ́ mo dẹ̀
Oh, thank
sọ
you.
fún pé mo
Thank
mọ̀
you.
pé ó máa dọ́wọ́ bàbá wa
Okay.
Ọọ̀ni pé ẹ bá mi mú fún wọn
Thank
ẹ̀kẹ́
you.
mú fún wọn. So I did that but ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn kọ́ ni mo fẹ́ ibẹ̀ kọ́ ni mo fẹ́ lọ.
A lè fi ṣe topic.
Nínú autocracy yẹn
Yeah.
àti àwọn ọ̀wà tá à ń wù tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ lọ gbé yẹn ẹ lọ gbé kẹ́lọ́nà ẹ lọ ṣe kí àwọn nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ni mo fẹ́ ká sọ.
Connect together, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Ẹ
All
ṣé.
right.
Mo fẹ́ play video kan fún wa ká tó lọ tó buttress nǹkan tí Beams tó béèrè. Mo fẹ́ rí respect and creativity. Ká lè ká wò sorry o.
Àsìkò láyé rẹ̀ dákan kó mọ́la. Àìmásìkò ló ń dààmú rẹ̀ dá láyé bí. Lórí rápátá tí Jésù wí ni mo wà. Ogun ráyè kan kó lè bà mí lẹ́rù mọ́. Èmi ti sọ wípé t'Olúwa láṣẹ. Kóríkókí wo sórí rẹ̀ dá láyé. Gbàwá Olúwa kó sọ wá délé o. Kábíyèmí rọjà jẹ́ kákéde roko délé. Àwa Olúwa kó sọ wá délé o. Kábíyèmí rọjà jẹ́ kákéde roko délé. God bless you.
Nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ highlight nìyẹn. When you see ọmọ tó lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tí wọ́n kọ́ nílé tó ní respect tó wà innovative tó wà highly talented tó ní fame tó pàdé àwọn bàbá ẹ̀ tó ti ṣe before ẹ̀ tó kúnlẹ̀, that is Yoruba for you. Dr. Ifule ṣe rí clip yẹn ẹ̀rí. So ibi tí mo fi pé ibi tí Yorùbá yẹ kó wà nìyẹn. Wípé kò sí owó tá a lè ní, kò sọ́lá, kò sókìkí tá a gbọ́dọ̀ ní. A gbọ́dọ̀ ní ẹ̀mí ìrẹ̀lẹ̀, ìtẹríba fún àgbàlagbà. Ó ṣe pàtàkì. We can balance both. So thank you. With that, àti fi àdàgbà ètò rọ̀, Mr. Owótọ́mọ, we want you to, ó là ń pè ẹ ti busy. Mr. Owótọ́mọ, ṣé ti busy ni? Torí wọ́n ní wọn kì í pọ̀ wọn máa go lẹ́nu. Mr. Owótọ́mọ, ṣé ẹ lè sọ̀rọ̀ abẹ́ wa níbi iṣẹ́? Ó dà ní pé wọ́n wà níbi iṣẹ́. Since tán wà níbi iṣẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ kí a kọrin orílẹ̀-èdè wa. Kí n gbé Wizkid kúrò ńbẹ̀ o. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ má bínú sí mi. Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ ìlú, Ọlọ́run á ṣagbára dọ̀tun o.
Masi beru la ká ṣiṣẹ́